In today's exercise, we're going to practice clapping back the rhythm of a piece of music. Now you can pick whether you clap these or sing these, it's totally up to you. So they're all going to be 2 bars at either 4/4 time or 3/4 time. I'll play each piece of music through twice and then you need to clap back the rhythm. Okay, number 1. So this one would have sounded like this. Number 2. This would have sounded like this. Number 3. This one would have sounded like this. Number 4. This one would have sounded like this. Number 5. This one would have sounded like this. Number 6. This one would have sounded like this. In today's exercise, we're going to try some chord recognition. So you need to tell me whether these are major or minor chords. Now in your debut exam for rock school, you'll just have to do this on C. So we'll start on C, but then I will try some others as well. So is this a C major or a C minor? I'll play it again. Okay, well that was a C major chord. Okay, tell me whether this is a C major or a C minor chord. I'll play it again. That one was a C minor. Okay, so I'm going to try this with a few other chords now as well to see if you can hear a difference between the major and the minor. So is this a major or a minor chord? That is a G minor chord, the G minor. That's the G major, that was the G minor. Okay, let's try another one. Is this a major or a minor chord? That is an E major chord. E major, the minor sounds like this. Okay, let's try some more. Is this a major or a minor chord? That is an A minor chord. That would be the major. Minor, major. Can be really tough when you don't hear them next to each other. Okay, let's try another one. Is this a major or a minor chord? This is an E flat major chord. The major, the minor is this. That's the major. Okay, let's try another one. Is this major or minor? This one is an A flat minor chord. That's the major. Okay, let's try two more. So let's give this one a go. Is this a major or a minor chord? Well, this one is a B minor chord. The major sounds like this. Okay, and our last one, is this a major or a minor chord? Okay, this one is a minor. I went back to the C minor. The major would have been this. In today's exercise, play two notes and you have to tell me whether the second note is higher or lower than the first. So let's try this. Here's the first one. Is the second note higher or lower? Well, it was higher. I went from a D to an F. Okay, next one. Let's try this. Is that second note higher or lower than the first? Well, it was higher again. I went from a G to a C. Okay, let's try this. Play it again. Is that second note higher or lower than the first? Well, it was lower. I played an A and then I played an E. Okay, let's try again. I'll play that one again. Was the second note higher or lower than the first? Well, it was lower. The first was a G and the second was an F. Okay, next. I'll play it again. Was the second note higher or lower? Well, it was lower. I went from a G to an E. I'll do two more. I'll play that again. Well, it was higher. I went from a G to an A. Okay, and lastly, let's do one last one. Here we go. Is the second note higher or lower than the first? Well, that's a nice and easy one. Hopefully you got it. I went from a C to the C below it. In today's exercise, I'm going to play a few different pieces of music and you will need to tell me about either the dynamics or the articulation. So we'll start off with dynamics. I'll play a simple bit of music and then afterwards try and say something about what you heard with the dynamics. Okay, here we go. So try and say something to yourself about what you heard in that piece with the dynamics. What happened? Well, hopefully what you heard was that I started quite quietly, then I went loudly, and then I went back to being quiet, and then I went loud again, and then I ended with a quiet chord. And that's actually probably slightly longer than what you would need to do for this. I probably did that a few bars too long. Let's try another one here. We're going to do dynamics again. So take a listen and see what I do. Okay, so what did you think about the dynamics in that piece? What could you say about it to an examiner? Well, I started pretty loud, and I stayed loud, and then I ended quiet. Okay, so let's try this now with articulation. I'll play a piece of music now, and what can you tell me about it after I've played it? So what could you tell me about that little piece of music? Well, it started pretty staccato, didn't it? But actually it ended quite smoothly. So you would say that it started staccato and it ended legato, or it started detached and it ended smoothly. So I'm going to try one more piece of music now, and this time I want you to listen to the dynamics and the articulation and then tell me something about it at the end. So what can you tell me about the dynamics and the articulation of that little piece of music? Well, it started off quiet and smooth. And then when I went to the staccato, I naturally got louder. And then I got quiet again when I was playing it smoother. And this happens a lot with music. Sometimes when we go staccato, we do go louder. But then this could trip you up as well at some point, so you have to be listening. If I was to do that piece the opposite way round, and let's do the staccato quiet to start with, and then go smooth with the louder, let's see how that would sound. So it does have a whole different feel with it when you do it the opposite way round. But when it comes to an exam and it comes to practicing this, all you have to do is say whether it's staccato or legato, if it's about articulation, and if it's about dynamics, you'll say whether it was loud or quiet. But it will be a simple piece of music. It will be even simpler than that.